The story I'd like to tell you is true, and I think that all of us can probably relate to it. It's about getting something stuck to clothing. Um, I remember, this isn't the story, but I'll get into that in a minute, but I remember myself once, I was in K-Mart, and this lady came out of the restroom, and trailing behind her was this long tail of toilet paper. And I stood there and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. And the nice thing to do would have been to go up and tell her, or at least go up and step on it so it would have came off. But it was more fun just to watch her go through the store until she realized it by her embarrassment. And then there was another time. I used to make these birch bark bowls that I sold in a craft store up in Oscoda, Michigan. And I would, around the rim of the bowls, I would use different things to decorate them with. I'd use the fins off from pine cones. I'd use Indian pottery that I dug up and had a huge excess of. And one bowl in particular, though, I used these briar, sticky-type weed heads because they looked so cool. And Karen put it on her shelf there and with the other ones, and I was sitting there when it happened too. This humongous lady, she was really, really portly. Anyway, she bent over to look at something, and when she got up, it was that bowl of mine was stuck to her butt, and it was stuck firmly. And I looked over there and I couldn't stop laughing, and I remember Karen asking what I was laughing about, and I pointed to it, and her face turned beet red, and she had to go over to the lady and tell her what happened and pull it off her butt. But there was still a ring around her butt where it was stuck because some of the pieces of the stickum weed things remained intact there. But anyways, on to the story that I intended to tell you about. And this was published in a 1968 magazine. I hope you'll enjoy it. Here we go. Hello, all of you. I'd like to tell you about an incident that happened in my childhood about 1906 or 1907. How many of you remember Tangle Fool fly paper? I was going to say fly-proof paper. It came in sheets, 2 stuck together, and we would pull them apart and lay them on a newspaper on the table between meals for the flies to inspect. Then, to their surprise and sorrow, their feet would stick tight, and there they would die. And when the paper was full, into the fire it would go, and these papers caught hundreds. This particular day, we had them on the table when we got an unexpected visitor. Our pastor came for a visit. While he was getting out of the buggy, my brother quick took the fly papers into the bedroom and laid them on the bed in the dark where they would not be seen. Our pastor, who was in poor health, wore a fur coat, and Mother took it in and laid it on the bed, not realizing what my brother had done. All was well until he got ready to leave, and Mother brought out his coat with 2 fly papers stuck tight into the fur. We were very embarrassed, but after lots of work, the coat was cleaned off, and the pastor left laughing about it. Kerosene was used to remove it. Only those who lived on the farm in those days know how many flies used to sit on the screen door in the fall, waiting to get in near the cook stove where it was warm. We still have a new daisy fly killer. It was like a pan with daisies on it. On the top, the brown centers were cotton and filled with poison, and by adding water to the bottom, the centers would be a sweet liquid and be sure death to any fly that tasted it. We were both brought up on the farm and enjoyed our childhood, although we had to work hard. Everybody had their work to do. Besides working, we walked for 2 miles to school. Still haven't found a hole in those old shoes that I used to wear. Anyways, thanks for listening, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Sweet memories. God bless you all. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a great evening.